Good morning. This is Micho Munyaradzi, and this is a contribution for the King's Roundtable. I wanted to talk about stress eating. Some people call it binge eating. Some people call it emotional eating, and this is because I felt that with people locked down under quarantine, a lot of you may fail to find other things to do and you may resort to eating. So, eating in itself is not bad. I mean, for you to keep surviving, you have to feed on something. Plants feed on water, sunlight, and nutrients. Us human beings and other mammals, we need to feed also. But like all things in life, too much of anything becomes quite problematic. So how do you know that your eating has become problematic? Yeah, I'm laughing because a lot of people may say, what, when has eating ever become problematic? Many years ago, when Solomon was writing his Proverbs on Proverbs 23 verse 21, he said, drunkards and the gluttonous, they become poor. He says, so the church is often against drunkards, but they don't talk about the gluttonous. Philippians also says that their God is their stomach and their destiny is destruction. So there are some people who are led by the stomach so much, they spend all money on comfort foods or on treats such that they do not remain with money for other things. So, what are the signs that you are an emotional eater? Do you have what you call comfort foods, such that the moment you are angry, you start longing and craving for that thing? Number two, do you find yourself eating without even realizing that you're eating? You know, there are people who are always with a plate of food or something in their hands to eat for 24 hours. I'm telling you this. Every time you see them, they're eating something. Number three, do you do, 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 is eating your go-to? As in, the moment you just find out that you have nothing else to do, you start eating. Does eating make you feel good so much so that you fail to confront the problems that you have, or you put them aside because you're eating? Then you might have a problem, and the consequences of such things are obesity, and generally an unhealthy lifestyle and an unhealthy body. So, what should you do? The first step is you need to identify what triggers you to emotionally eat. So, I want you to keep a journal or a diary, just for 1 week or 2 weeks. Identify what causes you to start binge eating, to start eating those, because the problem with emotional eating is people don't resort to healthy foods. I'm sure if when you are stressed you start eating fruits and vegetables, it wouldn't be a problem, but we often reach out for the fatty foods and for chocolates and for alcohol. So you need to identify your triggers. What environment, what emotional state drives you into binge eating? Now, when you identify that, right, you, if it's an environment and if you can, you stay away from that environment. But if you cannot, be it maybe it's work or school, you now need to find new healthy ways to cope, right? The Bible says, put off your rag of your rag of heaviness and put on a garment of praise. In other words, you can replace one bad habit with a new healthy one. How about when you feel like eating, instead of eating, you start doing jumping jacks, you start doing push-ups, you start doing planks. You can now replace eating with a healthy exercise, right? You can also find someone to talk to, a friend or someone to chat, or in other words, just replace eating with a new healthier habit, and that is all. Don't delay this and say no, it will end on its own. It will not end on its own. You need to actively pursue this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating, but when you find that you're piling on kilos, when you find that you because there are coronary heart diseases that come with bad eating, you pile up kilos, etc. You are setting yourself for a future of pain and physical trouble when you emotionally eat. So identify what triggers you. If it's an environment that you can stay away from, stay away from. If there are people that you can stay away from, stay away from. But if you cannot, you need to replace your craving for eating with something else, or even healthy eating. How about instead of a chocolate, start eating carrots? So thank you for tuning in, and I hope this will be helpful. My name is Micho Mnyaradzi Gumbo.